and welcome to Daft as Puck. I am Matt. This is a new YouTube channel for the 21-22 season where we're looking at hockey, or ice hockey if you're pedantic here in the UK. And this video, this wasn't the plan. Let's put it like that. I was going to start off with some season previews and all of that jazz, but it is Tuesday, September 28th, and we still don't know where UK TV coverage of the NHL is going to be. So, I don't have the answer as to which channel NHL coverage is going to be on this year, but I do have the forces of fate on my side. If I make a video and put it out there, surely that's going to tempt fate and mean that definitive news is just around the corner. It's a plan. Whether it's a good plan, we will wait and see. But welcome to the YouTube channel, and let's dive in to the situation of UK NHL TV rights. So if you've been living here in the UK, you will know that Premier Sports has been home of NHL coverage for a while. Whether that's worked for you or not, it comes down to personal circumstances. If you don't subscribe to Sky Sports and BT Sport, for example, you're better off it being on something else and only paying for that. But if you do subscribe to those, then adding Premier Sports onto it as well is a bit of a pain. And I guess I'm like many of you in that I subscribe to the NHL.tv package to see all of the Edmonton Oilers games, or chosen team, and any other games I want to watch. And it is a bit annoying having to pay for Premier Sports too, because they lock away the games that they show live so you can't see them on NHL.tv. But there we go, that's been a situation for many a year. And of course this previous season, the shortened season from earlier this year, there was a slight change in which BT Sport decided to stick what I would guess I'd call a tentative skate onto the ice by sub-licensing a couple of games per week from Premier Sports. So, what does that mean? We do know that the Premier Sports contract has ended, so the previous contract is done, so the rights are there to be bought by somebody, but would it be Premier Sports again? Would it be a combination of Premier Sports and BT Sports? Will Sky Sports get into the running? Let's have a look. Now you may ask, why is there any doubt about Premier Sports retaining the rights? And to be fair, you're probably correct there, that seems the most likely home. But there have been a couple of curious things about Premier Sports recently. Firstly, whilst they have extended their coverage of the British Ice Hockey League, the Elite League over here, and are now the title sponsor for that league, there was no mention of NHL rights in any of the literature, any of the promotional stuff around it. And you can say, well, that's fair enough, because they're promoting the Elite League, they don't want to promote something else. But let's be honest, if you're interested in British hockey, you're going to be interested in the NHL too. So it was a bit weird that there was no mention whatsoever of the NHL in that press release. The other thing, as some eagle-eyed people have seen, is that Premier Sports removed their main hockey page from their website, which again, a bit curious. You know, maybe they're updating it or something like that, but a bit strange to remove all presence of hockey on their website. Where could the rights go then? So we've got Sky Sports and BT Sport as the other main contenders. And Sky Sports, I don't know, I'm not so convinced that they're going to get involved in it. They've already got the NFL, they've already got the NBA, so that's probably enough for them. Maybe they'll add it in, I don't know, but I'm not expecting Sky Sports to get in the running. BT Sport are another case though, because as I mentioned, they had a first tentative step into hockey earlier this year, which could be seen as a trial run for them applying for the main rights this season. But the trouble with BT Sport is that you may know BT are looking to sell off BT Sports, or at least sell off part of BT Sports to someone else. So what that means in terms of rights, we don't yet know really. There are various companies, a whole host of different companies apparently have been interested in doing a deal with BT. There have been some UK ones like ITV, News UK. They've been rumoured but have both said they've had discussions but have decided not to take it further. And then you've got the other major players, US major players in Amazon, in ESPN, and what they like to call DAZN, but I am calling DAZN just to annoy them. So the interesting one from there for me would be ESPN, because you may know that ESPN have just done a big deal earlier this year, in fact, with the NHL. So ESPN now have rights for the NHL in America, and as part of that, they have streaming rights to broadcast the NHL in many countries. It includes parts of Europe, but a press release from just a couple of days ago does state that that doesn't include the UK, or more precisely, it doesn't mention the UK in their list of countries. So That would have been an interesting one because ESPN already has a partnership with BT Sports. You would think maybe there could be a link there with ESPN getting back in the fray in the UK and doing some sort of streaming service, but currently that doesn't look like the way it's going to go. It looks like it's going to be DAZN, as I like to call them. That's a big rumour. It was reported by the Financial Times last week that they are apparently close to doing a deal. Now, what that means for any rights, again, we don't yet know, but it would be interesting to see if BT Sport do decide to get into the NHL rights category as part of DAZN getting into the NHL here in the UK. But let's be honest, that is all conjecture. Everything kind of points to Premier Sports keeping the rights. They've been the rights holder for many years. They wouldn't want to lose the NHL, you would think. And if I was the NHL, I would prefer it to be on Sky Sports or BT Sport. They are both more prominent sports rights holders here in the UK. But if it works for the NHL so far, why wouldn't they continue? And if they can do another deal with BT Sport to sub-license some games, that perhaps is the best of both worlds for the NHL. For me, again, that would be a bit frustrating, and I think I would take the normal path that I take, which is I buy my NHL subscription, or it just automatically renews. I've already had the email about that, and I will say to myself, I'm not going to subscribe to Premier Sports until I absolutely have to. And what I suspect will happen is that on the second night of NHL action, they will pick the Edmonton Oilers game, and I will have to sign up straight away, and I will be quite pissed off. But there we go. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen probably early in the season, and I'll just have to get on with it. It's what we do to watch hockey in this country, and we just have to keep going because hockey is back. It's the proper full-fat hockey season this year, going into next year too, and I can't wait for the action. And in particular, I can't wait because I've now started this channel, Daft as Puck. I've also got a Twitter as well, same name. So I'll be doing lots of videos, lots of live streaming, lots of tweeting around about the game. I'll be doing a dedicated Edmonton Oilers thing called Well Oiled, but I'll also be talking about hockey in general. And if you're interested in being involved as a guest on live streams or anything like that, do get in contact via the comments or DM me on Twitter, and I'll be glad to hear from you. So there we go, that is my roundup. I don't have any news, there is no insight whatsoever to this video, apologies. But the act of me making it, the act of a few of you watching it is sure to ensure that the rights are going to be announced very soon, and if it's Premier Sports, it's Premier Sports, but at least we'll know where we stand and we can plan our viewing parties for the start of the season with the Seattle Kraken, no doubt, their game being the first one shown. They will be cracking in Seattle or something like that, and we will be getting back to our hockey life once again.